Next up is Kenshi Takahashi, restorer of his family's name. In this game, he is a Yakuza. In the previous game, he was a blind swordsman of some sort. And then he had a son named Takeda, or Takeda. But he's DLC in this game, but he's not in the story. So I wonder how that's gonna work, because I don't think he got any kids. And if he does, they would still be babies at this point in time. But let's see what they say. Kenshi Takahashi's bio read: once one of ancient Japan's most honored families, the Takahashis were decimated in battle. They lost everything, including the emblem of their power, the revered sword Sento. Those who survived joined the Bakudo, a predecessor of the Yakuza, for its protection. 5 centuries later, Kenshi is raised on the stories of his ancient family exploits, detesting his corrupt Yakuza life. He pines to free the Takahashis from the Yakuza's grasp and restore their name. Before his family to follow him, Kenshi must first fight to prove that he can lead. His first battle is to find and retrieve Sento. So this is a story of redemption right here. He's trying to redeem his family name. Now, in the trailer, I think it was the first trailer, not the reveal trailer, maybe the second trailer, we introduce Kenshi and Johnny, and we know Johnny has a sword, so he goes to retrieve it from there. And he's actually not blind in the beginning, but he obviously becomes blind later on. So I wonder who blinds him, right? I wonder who blinds him. So Kenshi was playable as DLC in MK9, and then he was main roster in MKX. He was not there in MK11 because apparently he died in the crypt somehow. But I'm glad to see that he's back. Kenshi, he's a cool character, he has a dope design, and he looks very interesting in MK11. Looking forward to see what happens in his story. But like I was saying, because like this is a huge sub story for Kenshi, so I wonder how they're gonna expand on this or explore this with the main story and that's actually happening. So like I said, invasions, like the revealing more of their story through in the invasion mode, or maybe some DLC for that, would definitely be appreciated. Next up is the GOAT himself, Kung Lao. They be doing this boy wrong in all sorts of medias, the movies, the games, the animations, everything. He just cannot catch a break. And what's funny, at the end of MK11 DLC Aftermath, Liu Kang chose him as the protective Earth realm, but in this new era, this new timeline, he chose Raiden. So Kung Lao is second fiddle again. He was supposed to be the Earth realm's protector, but he gave it to Raiden. Isn't that insane? My boy cannot catch a break. Youthful warrior with dreams of glory, Kung Lao. Let's get into it. Born and raised in the village of Fengjian, Kung Lao has spent his life toiling in the fields. It has been an honorable life, if not a glorious one. Kung Lao's greatest fear is that his life will amount to nothing. He prays fervently that he will be called to do something bigger. His prayers are answered when he's asked to join the champions of Earth Realm as a warrior fighting for its honor. Kung Lao knows that his victories will be long remembered. Now don't sleep on that boy Kung Lao. He may have been second fiddle in the previous game, but he was nice with the hands, right? He beat down Shang Tsung and Quan Chi. Who else did he whoop on in MK9? He was just beating people, right? Him and Liu Kang was the dynamic duo. Unfortunately, he got snuck by Shao Kahn and died. MKX, he was a revenant, so he didn't do much. MK11, it was him and Liu Kang terrorizing the block. Like I said, it's the dynamic duo. It was a dynamic duo, man. Hopefully they do something with his character instead of him going through the same character story or character arc of him being the secondary character. So, him being super prideful, super arrogant. And but I'm based off what I've seen, I think he's still going down that same route. So he's always gonna be second fiddle, second base, and it's a shame. It's a shame. Kung Lao is a dope character. Cool, he has cool moves, dope design. But hey man, can't say much for him. Second place. Next up is our girl Melina, looking ferocious, vicious. Look how square and rectangular her head is. I just noticed that everybody's head is kind of rectangular. Interesting. Anyway, we're back. Let's get back to Melina. Let's focus on Melina, right? Melina, very popular character now these days. I know people was causing havoc because she wasn't in MK11, but when she was actually in there, Melina, heir to the Outworld's throne. Now, Melina in the previous timelines, She was a clone of Katana. She was created in Shang Tsung's flesh pits as an experiment, right? And then, you know, she was supposed to replace Katana, and they had this like dynamic of sisters, like enemy sisters. But even though she's not really a sister of Katana, she's just a clone. But in this new timeline, she's actually a sister, but she's been inflicted with the Tarkat disease. So let's see what her bio says.
Oh. Fuck all that!
Moshi, I noticed you haven't liked, comment, subscribed, or followed, and that's no good. I have no choice but to curse your family with the unbreakable curse of generational debt. Your family now owes the IRS $10 billion plus interest, and the only way to break this curse is to like, comment, and subscribe. Do it now, or you'll forever be in debt. Back to the video. Born mere seconds ahead of her twin sister, Mileena is the rightful heir to Outworld's throne, but even so, there are those who distrust Mileena's impulsiveness. They whisper that Katana, with her steadier hand, should replace Mileena as heir to their throne. As Mileena fights for legitimacy, she hides a horrible secret. She's infected with a dreaded and lethal Tarkat disease, where her afflictions found out, Mileena would be forced into battle to save her throne. Interesting. Forced into battle. So earlier in the video, I was talking about I don't understand why her having that disease would, you know, cause her to lose her throne. But I'm guessing since she has that disease, she would have to battle against Katana. Like they would be a forced battle. Outworld is weird, right? Liu Kang created a timeline of peace and whatever for each realm, and yet they got some barbaric practices here where if you have a disease, you gotta fight for your life to stay in power, pretty much. But yeah, which is interesting because currently the current ruler is Sindel, her mother, right? Father's dead, so Mileena's up next in line, right? When Sindel passes or gets too old to rule, right? So then Mileena would go up next, but since Mileena has this disease, and if people find out she has a disease, she has to fight for the throne. So I'm guessing she would have to fight Katana. So I'm guessing when she gets afflicted, you know, it's manageable, but as it gets worse and worse, all the secrets or all the whispers that people are saying about Katana are going to start eating at her, right? It's going to start eating at her. So it's going to make her, I don't want to say envious, but it's going to make her distrustful towards Katana. And she's going to be like, oh, you always wanted to tap the throne, steal the throne from me. And they're going to battle about it or whatever. And then she's probably going to lose, of course. And then we probably won't see her again until the next game or whatever, if they continue the story. Or she might even die in this one, but we'll see. But I'm kind of sensing what may happen in this story. I wouldn't be surprised. But they could, you know, they could surprise me. But that's where I think it's going. Let's get on to Raiden next. Hopefully he's much more competent than Raven was, the previous Raiden, because oh my goodness, Raiden made a lot of bad decisions in the previous games, lots of them. But anyway, Raiden is one of my favorite Mortal Kombat characters. I love the electricity powers. That's one of my favorite things in like in fiction. Lightning powers, I love it. You know, with firebending from Avatar, having that subclass of lightning, I always wanted to be a firebender type stuff. But let's get into my boy Raiden, the new champion of Earthrealm. Let's see what he got. In the village of Fengjing, Raiden was known for his kindness and his charity. He was happy to spend his days tending to the fields as well as to his friends and family. So when he is asked to leave Fengjing and become one of Earthrealm's champions, Raiden hesitates, but he soon realizes that to the best serve his village, he must join them. As threats to Earthrealm mount, Raiden must mature into a great warrior that Liu Kang knows he can be. Okay, so even though I don't think Raiden is going to be the main character, but he is the main champion of Earthrealm that Liu Kang chooses. Let's speculate a little. Who do you think is going to be like the main character, the main catalyst of the story, like who we are centered around, right? I know the previous games they had chapters by chapters, but it always would circle back to a specific character. You know what I'm saying? So I wonder who it's going to be in this game. But yeah, that's Raiden's bio. He's the new champion of Earthrealm, and he feels. Let's see, what does it say? He must come into the realization of his power. So I feel like in the beginning he's going to struggle. He's not going to be as confident in his abilities, but as the story progresses, he's going to get better and better. He's going to be more confident. He's going to carry himself differently, and he might even defeat the final boss, whoever it is, or Liu Kang would do that. Imagine if Liu Kang dies in this game, right? He's the new protector or the god of fire or whatever, right? And the final boss is like some super duper powerful opponent. Hopefully it's not Shang Tsung, but it could be, or an Onaga. And Liu Kang was to die, right? And then Raiden will have to step up as the champion. I don't know. That feels a little cliche though. So maybe not. We'll see. But yeah, that's Raiden's bio. Raiden is one of my favorite characters. Can't wait to see more from him in this game. Go on to Rain. All right, Rain, the High Mage of Outworld. It's dope design as always. These have great designs in these games. As a student of Outworld's exclusive Imperial Academy of Sorcery, Rain amazed his peers with a singular aptitude for water magic. Having honed his craft of water magic into a fierce weapon, he now hopes to learn the realm's darkest and most powerful sorcery. So I'm assuming that the realm's most powerful sorcery is soul magic. If you don't know, Shao Kahn was a master of soul magic. He could take souls. He would use souls to strengthen himself, all types of stuff. So I'm guessing that's what the most powerful, darkest sorcery is in this realm, which I'm assuming is also Outworld. His bio is incredibly short, but yeah, of course it's Outworld. Yeah, it says it right there. But yeah, that's Rain's bio. All right, he's just a magician or a sorcerer trying to learn soul magic. I'm assuming either soul magic or blood magic, one of those. I'm guessing soul magic mostly though, because what use would he have for blood magic? But yeah, that's Rain's bio. Let's get on to Smoke. Master of Stealth, Smoke. Smoke was in MK9. He was Kuai Liang's brother, right? Even though they weren't blood brothers, he considered him his best friend, his brother. Then he got cyberized, right? MKX, he was a Revenant, and then MK11, he was a Triborg. He was Triborg, right? It wasn't the actual Smoke, because Smoke got lost forever, right? After MKX, so it was just the robot version of him, and we haven't seen him again. But so this is Smoke's returning appearance since MK9, right? Well, him being playable. He was in X, right? But he was not in 11. But he is in this one again. Playable this time. See what Smoke's bio says. As a boy, Smoke lived to hunt with his family. Their final hunt, however, ended in tragedy. Having accidentally trespassed into Lin Kuei's hands, they were attacked. Smoke was orphaned. Ashamed by his warrior actions, the Lin Kuei Grandmaster adopted Smoke. He raised him alongside his son, Sub-Zero and Scorpion. Eventually, Smoke chose to make Lin Kuei's mission his own, but as he lacked his brother's innate supernatural abilities, he set out to master practical magic. Having done so, he now joins the Earth Realm's defense. So Smoke is a magician, 100% practical magic. So he's using tricks and sleights of hands along with his, Lin Kuei training. Now, what's interesting here is that the Lin Kuei killed his family, and he decided to make their mission of his own. I can understand, being taken in and being appreciated them. Oh, we're sorry for killing your family, But he made their life's mission, his own life's mission after they killed his family. Never that. We can be cool and all, but nah. I'm gonna need some recompetence. What's that? Let me stop using words I don't know how to pronounce. But yeah, that's crazy. I would never. But that's Smoke's bio. Smoke, I feel like he's gonna be a side character. He probably won't be doing too much in the story. Maybe just drama between him, Scorpion, and Sub-Zero. We'll see that. But yeah, also his gameplay does look dope, so I'm looking forward to seeing more from this character. Like I said, every character up here interests me, and I do want to check them all out. Let's get over here to Li Mei, the first constable of Sundo or Sundial. The first constable of Sundo, Li Mei. So her bio reads, as Japan's firstborn daughter, Li Mei was claimed by the Umgadi, the warrior priestesses who guard Outworld's royal family. That includes Sindel, Katana, and Melina. Li Mei's service began with high expectations. Her early success caught the eye of the royal family, but it fell apart when a terrible tragedy unfolded. Li Mei was blamed for this, and in the aftermath, she did the unthinkable and quit the Umgadi. So the terrible tragedy is Melina's and Katana's father getting murdered, right? Assassinated. I don't know who assassinated him in this timeline, but in the previous timeline, it was either Quan Chi, Shao Kahn, and then his soul ends up in Ermac. It becomes a part of Ermac. But we'll see what they do in this timeline, if they even mention him or bring him back in any way, shape, or form. So let's continue her bio. Friendless and alone, Li Mei needed a new purpose. She joined Sun Do's constables, the Outworld's capital's rough and tumble police force. Over time, she became their first constable. Li Mei is glad to be the capital's guardian. Still, she hopes one day to redeem herself. Okay. So hers is kind of a story of redemption as well, much like Kenshi's, right? Like she was falsely accused, or they used her as the scapegoat. Yeah, they used her as a scapegoat, unfortunately, so she ended up leaving. But yeah, man, that's Li Mei's bio. Let's get down to Baraka. Damn, that boy Baraka's still ugly, but for different reasons. Baraka, he's a dope character. I always like Baraka, right? I used him a lot in MK11. And yeah, just MK11. I didn't play him in 9. I was playing Sub-Zero. But yeah, in MK11 I used him a lot before I switched over to Raiden, main and Raiden full time. Get to my boy Baraka.